Hello everyone and welcome to another PZDLCI ideas video. Tonight's video is going to cover all the animals I would have liked to see but I couldn't include in the other packs I made. There are 13 animals we'll be talking about tonight and I've tried to make them as unique as possible to avoid reskins. And just a heads up before we start the video, I'm not going to be doing extinct animals or like whales and dolphins. This is supposed to fit with Planet Zoo's theme as realistic. If you want, go play Zoo Tycoon if you want them. Alright, to start this video off, I'm going to be covering something that I don't think I've covered before, and I'm quite surprised I haven't covered this. Aviaries. Now I can't cover exactly what I think we should do with aviaries as like a thing, like customization, features of them. I'll do that in another video. Now I just want to cover animals we can put in them. So you might be wondering what kind of bird should we use for aviaries, one that would be very good. And that's why I'd like to introduce you to this guy, the great hornbill. This is a fairly well known tropical Southeast Asian bird, but their conservation status is vulnerable. This is a good reason to include it in the game in my opinion. Plus if you want something more familiar, this guy's a very good alternative. Or we can add both and everyone wins. Next up, do you remember what I said earlier about the whales and dolphins? Don't mistake that for me not wanting aquariums, because I would love to have aquariums. I'm going to do, this is probably the closest we have to an actual DLC pack that I'm going to be doing in this video, of both freshwater and saltwater. Sadly, my company does not have the money to create the little chart things that we've done in the previous episodes, so I'm going to take you through the animals individually. Saltwater pack. Coral, anemones and SpongeBob. These are just mere decoration pieces. Fun little fact about the anemone in that picture, that is an aggregate anemone. I went to LA a little while ago and I saw some of them at the beach. I nearly stepped on one. They're actually really creepy. It wasn't as fun as I thought it would be watching them. Speaking of cnidarians, this is everyone's favourite living lava lamp, the moon jellyfish. This is going to be our first proper animal we're talking about. Unfortunately there's not really much I can say about it. I've seen them at the beach before, and I went to the Sea Life Centre in London not that long ago. They're quite interesting. And next up we've got the clownfish. I feel like you probably all know about this fish if you watch Finding Nemo, so I'm not really going to say much about them. Although what I will say is that the decoration with the anemone could really work well with it. Finally, this is the yellow tang, which is a type of algae-eating surgeonfish. They're one of the most popular fish to keep in aquariums. Now I know there's not really much I include in that pack, but really this is just like normal aquarium fish, no sharks or anything. And now I'm going to introduce you to the freshwater pack. Now I will admit, it's a lot harder than you think to look for good freshwater fish. These two are the best ones I got, the electric eel and the pacu. You may know the pacu because there's quite a few memes about it has really weird teeth. And the electric eel is very well known, not only because it's not an eel, but a knife fish, but also because they can generate electricity to kill things. That was all I could really find, so if you want, you're welcome to comment your own freshwater DLC pack. Maybe I'll look at a few of them. Next up, who likes snakes? I hope you said yes because I have one. More specifically, this is the African ball python. This snake lives in tropical and grassland areas. It is about 1.5 meters long and it can live for about 40 years. Speaking of reptiles that could work for an exhibit animal, this is the Australian central bearded dragon. These can live for about 12 years. They start off their lives mostly carnivorous, but grow up to become almost completely herbivorous. Okay, and now, last and certainly not least, are our two habitat animals. Both rather large animals from Africa. These are the giant eland and the grey-crowned crane. First off, the grey-crowned crane. If you've been to another zoos in your life, you've definitely stumbled upon one of these. They're quite hard to miss with those giant crowns on their head, and also, fun fact, they are the national bird of Uganda. And finally, the giant eland. When I say giant, these really are giant. Almost 3 meters long, they're the largest antelope in the world, and despite their large size they can run up to 43 miles an hour. So yeah, I really did struggle looking for a good DLC pack to fit some of them into. Especially the python and the giant eland. The giant eland is very, very underrated animal, and I had it last because it was very clearly going to be a reskin. In my opinion, that don't matter.